Hello and welcome to the Harmony SMP. My name is Weird and Bearded, and today we are over at my main base area. This is going to be the last time that it looks like this. We have all of our masons that I've been gathering and trading with for grey terracotta, but the shulker boxes are gone. The grey terracotta has all been gathered. If we head up to the top, this means that we can turn on the last light. And that means that everything has now been gathered. All of the raw materials have been put together. They are all down in here. We are going to do one last look at them in a bit. But first of all, I can now clear off the roof and get everything ready to go. I am very excited. This is going to be a big build. So now the roof is clear, and I know what you're thinking. Wab, you still haven't told us what is actually being built. And I'm going to keep that secret for just a little bit longer. I want to get the resources crafted up first, so that we have our final set of blocks ready to be placed. And I will say, I'm going to be making more than we actually need, just because if there's stuff like the mountain over in the corner, bits like that, I built this on flat ground. This is all based on being on flat ground, and it's not going to be. So we're just going to have to deal with that. But let's remind ourselves of just what I've been doing for the past couple of months, I think it's taken to collect all of this. All of the farms that I've had to build, and yeah, we'll start here. So we have collected 9,969 acacia logs, 3,100 andesite, 23,382 blackstone, 318 blaze rods, 1,054 bone meal, 19,968 brick, 203 brown terracotta, 318 chorus fruit, 10,655 cobbled deep slate, 17,999 cobblestone, 2 dark oak fence, 7,626 dark oak log, 1 dark oak planks, 2 dark oak slab, 42,251 diorite, 9,172 dirt, 3 end rod, 6,960 glass, 9,172 glass bottles, which really I don't need. 16 of them would have done, but my spreadsheet doesn't account for things like this. 3 glass pane, 13,984 glowstone dust, 4,216 gravel, 47,608 grey terracotta, 32 lantern, 560 log, 2,824 moss block, 5,903 oak log, 2 oak planks, 4 oak slab, 55,776 prismarine shard, 7,096 sand, 5,070 spruce log, 1 spruce wood, 9,172 wheat, and 7 white concrete powder. It's been a while. This has been a lot of materials to gather. I think I have everything set up to get everything crafted together. This is going to be the first of, I imagine, several time lapses in today's episode. Let's get this started. It doesn't look like much has changed, but let me assure you it has. We are now down 35 shulker boxes. But there's still a lot. There's still 148 shulker boxes of materials there. That was 17 hours of crafting and preparing the stuff. I mean, just converting all the dirt into mud, which you would have seen, that was 6 hours. This has been a very long process, but we are done. Everything is now ready to go. Let's go through the final set of resources because I really like these numbers. So we have 9,065 acacia logs, 678 acacia wood, 896 brick slabs, 4,544 bricks, 203 brown terracotta, 17,473 cobblestone, 28 cobblestone stairs, 498 cobblestone wall, 6,338 dark oak fence, 5,872 dark oak planks, 992 dark oak slabs, 10,460 dark oak stairs, 26 deep slate brick stairs, 436 deep slate brick wall, 10,193 deep slate bricks, 35,965 diorite, 28 diorite stairs, 6,258 diorite wall, 1,275 end rods, 18,563 glass panes, 3,496 glowstone, 47,608 grey terracotta, 32 lanterns, 2,792 moss blocks, 48 moss carpet, 9,172 mud brick wall, 384 oak fence, 256 oak slabs, 1,124 polished andesite, 528 polished andesite slabs, 1,712 polished andesite stairs, 26 polished blackstone brick stairs, 342 polished blackstone brick wall, 23,014 polished blackstone bricks, which is getting very difficult to say, 96 prismarine, 13,848 prismarine stairs, 216 sandstone wall, 1,008 smooth sandstone slab, 4,512 stripped oak log, 924 stripped oak wood, 5,050 stripped spruce log, 16 stripped spruce wood, and 8,439 white concrete powder. My goodness. But what is all this going to be used for? Well, at the start of the server, I knew I was going to be building a big thing in this area. I knew I wanted to build something around it. So I asked the other people on the server, what sort of style do you think I should build in? And I was given Gothic. So the plan is we are going to be building a cathedral around this entire area, stretching all the way out to the prismarine farm. This is going to be big. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to figure out what materials I need for one wall panel, because of course I'm not doing this as one big thing. I split this up into little sections that repeat a lot. Otherwise it would have been so horrible to design. So I'm going to figure out what I need for one wall panel, get that together, and then we can start the building. So we are currently at the back corner of the actual main bit of the industrial district. where we'll be building the first wall segment. We're going to do this in a series of updates. So I have all the blocks that I need. As well, in the last box, we've got some scaffolding and lily pads to build things off of. And I think we're going to start just by framing the wall. We've got some pillars on either side. Let's get those built. So 2 acacia pillars, a mixture of logs and wood at the top, with some end rods. They look a little weird when there's no wall between them because, you know, there's bits sort of carved out for where the wall attaches, but it really gives you a sense of the height that we're going for. In fact, just how tall does this go? I'm going to try to land on the other one. Can I do it first time? Yes, I can. Perfect. So yeah, we've gone up to 163. We started at sea level, which is 63. So this is 100 blocks. And once we start getting the wall in, which we're going to do bit by bit because we've got a nice fade, hopefully this will start to look even better, but I'm pretty happy so far. Let's get the bottom section in. The bottom section is in. We're going to have a nice fade going up the wall, so this is our darkest section, made of polished blackstone bricks. You can see we also have some glowstone inside these sections. And the idea of these, if people want to build gargoyles or anything in there, they are welcome to. So this is for everybody on the server to come and participate. I might build some stuff there. I've yet to decide. We also have an outline in the grey terracotta, which you'll see a lot of. That's why we needed so much. This is outlining all of our different sections. So that is one section built. Well, one part of one section. We're now going to go up one. You see we've got 4 arches here. Let's do 2 more arches. While the next 2 arches are in, this is starting to come together. I'm really starting. Obviously, this is just one panel of many. We've also got the entire front section to do. But we're getting there. We are halfway through the first little bit of wall. Oh, as I say that, I realise just how much work there is left. But we have 2 more arches in. We also have our first windows. I'm still so happy with this build. Before this, I never really called myself a builder. I now think I can call myself a builder. Let's get 1 more arch in there and continue the fade. Now we are talking. That arch I'm so happy with. This is kind of the arch that started out this whole design process. We've got the big window in the middle because, of course, you don't want to have just loads of blank space. So we've also got some little adornments around the side. We're going to see more of those as we cover this up. No more arches, but we're going to make a straight line going across at the top of the wall. We're not going to be having a roof, particularly not over this area, because I don't know how far up I'm going to be building. Over here, we will be having a roof. I just haven't designed it yet, but we'll talk about that later on. We will be having some roofing over the front bits, but they're not going to have the same walls, at least not for the most part. So I'm going to get that bit going straight across, finish off the fade, and then we just have 1 more step before we can place the rest of the walls in. Well, that is the main bit of wall complete. All we need to do now is add a railing across the top, and then the tiniest little decoration connecting the pillars to the wall. You'll barely notice it, but we now have the full fade from the polished blackstone brick to the deep slate bricks to the cobblestone to the diorite. Yes, I have found a use for diorite that I think works really nicely. We also have the diorite walls. We've got those pillars made out of dark oak with some lighting at the top and the bottom. Once we've got the wall complete, we'll also have a look at it at night time. Hopefully, it lights up quite nicely. We shall see. But for now, I want to get that last section done across the top. And that is 1 bit of wall complete. And there it is. The railing, the tiny, tiny decoration. Barely noticeable, but a lot of fun. That is 1 section of wall complete. And just for some background, when I said earlier that I asked what sort of style I should build in, and was told Gothic, that was before the server started. I've had this design ready to go since before we started on the first day. It's had some minor tweaks here and there, just changing what blocks I was going to use. But the shape and everything was all sorted, all planned out. So to see it finally being put onto the server so many months later, nearly half a year later, I think. Maybe just over half a year later. Oh, it makes me so happy. But of course, that's just one wall segment. I now need to build another 17. I forgot that I said we'd see what it looks like at night. It's pretty all lit up. I'm very happy. So I've checked the lighting values are all there. Are they? Let's just check this middle bit. Yeah, that's fine. One is still fine. So yeah, it's all lit up. Nothing should spawn on there. Now let's get on with the rest. Well, look at that. Just stretching off into the distance, eventually in both directions. So there's points in the middle where you cannot see in either direction, but that is all of the walls around the sides and the back now complete. And I kind of love the fact that it's just plonked into the landscape. So the fact that this mountain, I've not done anything to the mountain, I've just built this on the other side. It looks so good. I'm really happy with this. Now, this is not a quick build, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I want to see, down in the comments, how long do you think this has taken so far? Just that last time lapse. How long do you think that took? And if you guessed 19 hours, you're wrong. This was 43 hours of building. 43 hours and 15 minutes. And we still have to do the front section, which, to remind you, goes out just beyond here. So now we're really going to be encroaching on the main island. But one issue that I have with this, it looks great around the mountains and stuff, but just sat on the water, it looks kind of weird. So, if we head back inside, we're going to see how far we can take this. I don't really know, and I really need to clear up this area, but tidying is for later. Building is for now. And here we've got some shulker boxes of grass, mycelium and dirt. I'm just going to take everything, and we're going to build out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go all the way around. I don't know how many layers deep I'm going to be able to go. But I just want to get some grass down so that this at least looks like it's sat on land. This is also going to take a while. I'm currently stood on top of Queen and Top Space, the mushroom tower. So you can see we've got the Easter district over there. If I run across to the other side, you can see what used to be the tree farm, now the chorus fruit farm, and our communal area. And then you can see new land encroaching upon the communal area. This is quite surreal because previously you were just looking out to sea. So it's going to be something to get used to. But it is all in place. As you can see, I only went down 3 or 4 layers because, quite frankly, I was running out of resources. I had to borrow a shulker box full of dirt from Top. I asked him about it afterwards, and he said he often pinches resources from me, so we're all good. You can also see just how much further we have to go. There's still quite a lot of building to do, and I've taken this all the way back to join in with the land. Same on the other side. I'm happy with this. I think it looks pretty natural. Didn't take me too long. You can also see we bone mealed it all. Got rid of all the tall grass because nobody likes the tall grass. It just gets in the way, especially when fighting mobs. And mobs can spawn on here. I'm sure I just heard something. So the next task is to build up at the front of this thing. And we're going to start off on this side, doing it in a series of updates, and then we're going to time-lapse the other side just to bring everything together. So, first of all, we've got those wall panels. We're going to build 3 more of them. We're not going to be doing the top here, we're not going to be doing the sides, it's just going to be the central thing. But we'll start off with those because we already know what those look like. Well, let's get this farm surrounded. So the 3 other wall panels are now in place. They're not connected to anything, so it's looking a little bit weird. We'll get them all joined up in a moment. For now, we're going to focus on what's up top, which I can pretty much make that flight. So over there, we've got the archways and stuff. We're not going to do that with these. We're going to have white concrete powder wall toppers. We're going to have another window in there. And even though we've only got 3 wall panels, we're going to have a 4th one along here. Not going to build the full wall panel, just going to build the topper. Then in later episodes when we get to the roof, that can connect to the roof. So I'm going to get those all in place. So I've had to step back a bit so you can see it properly. When we're right up close, it's a really steep view. But that is working. We've got our bigger window. Also to the sides, we've got our little decorations, which are supposed to be evocative of the archways down below. I think that works quite well. So the next step is to start bringing it all together. So we're not going to connect the sides just yet. We're going to connect along the top and add a roof, which is where all our prismarine comes in. I'm tempted to also, once that's done, have a little AFK session of the Guardian farm, because supposedly, I think once I've got the water covered, it should be even faster than it was before. So let's get the roof in, and then I'll see how I'm doing for time. Maybe we'll have a little AFK session. The roof is looking good, but to be fair, a roof this size is always going to look good. I like how the prismarine plays off of the grey terracotta and the dark oak. It seems to work well. We've got some cutouts here for where the corner bits are going to go, and that is the next task. So we're going to be building towers in each of the corners from mud brick walls. We're then going to have brick towers at the top as little roof sections. We're getting close to the end. Once I get these in, we've got one connection to make, and then we can do the final time lapse and see this all come together. Oh, progress is being made. Oh, I should point out, I did AFK at the prismarine farm. No change. It is still exactly the same as it was, which, to be fair, is still pretty darn good. So yeah, I'm going to get the resources I need, get the towers in, and then we will see what's next. This is quite the astonishing sight. I'm so happy with it. It looks just as I imagined it would look from the other side. And remember, we're going to have a bit on the other side as well. We're going to have the entrance that's going to come into view as they get closer. But now we have our 4 pillars reaching towards the sky, the highest point of the build. They're quite fun to jump off, especially this one, because you can jump into the water. And it takes a few seconds. So yeah, that is this bit done. As I said, there's one more bit to go, because of course, we have these 3 wall panels, we've got the roof, we've got the pillars. If we fly around, give it a moment, we will see that there is still a bit to join up. So we're going to get that bit built now. We're going to continue with the fade. We're going to build some platforms as well. Maybe at some point we'll get some doors in so we can actually use those platforms. Yeah, we're going to connect this tower to this bit of wall. And that is going to be the last update before the time lapse. Well, there we go. The connection has been made. We have our little platforms. As I said, once we start on the interiors, maybe we'll try and get some doors in so we can actually use these areas. So that means that this side of the front is completely done. Now, of course, we've got the other side to do, and that is what we are going to be doing next. I've got all the materials on me. I've got a load of shulker boxes in the ender chest. I should probably sleep soon, but it is time to get this side done. The final time lapse of the episode. Let's get this build finished. after just over 90 hours of construction, 90, we are finished. Well, let's check this thing out. So overall, if we include the crafting as well, this has been about 105 hours of work into this episode. And oh my god, it's spectacular. I love the entrance. And I can't wait to see what we end up doing with the inside. I do know what's going to be happening with the roof. I need to figure out the exact specifics of it, but I have ideas in mind. But we'll talk about more of those later on. We have our lovely balcony sections, and it just takes so long to fly around because we've got 7 of these sections. So you really get a feel of just how big this thing is. I mean, we are still going. I thought I'd finished a sentence before we got to the end, but apparently not. And then, of course, in here we have our industrial district. That's what this is all about. This is not even my base. I have other plans for a base. This is just a shell to contain the industrial district and all of this area as well, which we're going to be decorating. I don't know what this is going to look like yet. That's going to be fun to figure out. So I think, surely that's everything. There's probably something else I meant to say, but I can't remember what it is. So, if you enjoyed this bonus extra long episode, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you feel that you haven't got enough out of this episode, well, I don't know what to tell you. Watch it again. I am very happy with the progress made. So my name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.